Hello, I am Karina Cat, and this is Final Fantasy XIV main scenario quest playthrough. Woo! Before we jump back into the quest, I believe Xaeus, or Zarin, whichever name he wants to go by, found
Uh,
some information on
so
Echo.
yeah. So first of all, shout out to Ranaku on the Square Enix forums. He basically says the Echo allows you to understand, not speak another language. Hence, why you can understand all the different Zayla tribes. Um, the Echo prevents you from being tempered. Kryl can talk with animals. Kryl's Echo is stronger when it comes to understanding other beings, quote unquote. So that translation thing that we have. This caused her a lot of pain, same as for Dola. It's something you can't really control. You just hear all the thoughts of all the people around you, which is why Kryl was drawn to animals in the first place. Uh, we see in the past by resonating with people's souls. Let's see, as well as we can see in the past through the Echo, but it's also nothing that can be forced. We can travel between. That is a spoiler. But basically, we can do what Xenos did, but we just don't. Um,
Wait, what do you mean we do what Xenos did? Like, take
we
over
can't.
control of something?
Yes, we can do that, but we don't.
Yeah.
Um, and like anytime a team wipes, or like whenever you say an AOE on the ground, like the AOE thing is my personal speculation, but according to Renaku, whenever you like wipe in a dungeon or a raid or something like that, that is the potential future that could have been. And then when you successfully do it, that's the future that you take.
I think also in certain raids, if you wipe X amount of times, you start getting like echo buff, basically.
Yes, you do.
Hmm.
So yeah, it is the ultimate plot armor device.
And they have it scripted into the story.
Yeah, I love that they do that, and I love that like whenever we dodge AOE's, we're doing what Fordola did when she was fighting Lee Sin. Uh,
Oh, that would make a lot of sense, actually.
yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
and we do find out in Endwalker what exactly the Echo is and where it comes from.
I'm glad you said that because I definitely don't fucking remember. Oh my god.
No,
Which
that
I.
revelation was really cool. You'll see.
Well, actually, is that in Endwalker or post Endwalker?
That's in Endwalker.
Oh, okay. I should remember it, but alas, I do not. Which I guess is good for me, because now the story feels new! Yay! Yay for
Yeah.
shitty memory.
Boo.
There's plus and minuses to both these situations. Alright, so we are going to continue the story then. Let's see what the Sultana wanted.
In case you're wondering, I'm not planning on staying in Ala Mhigo. Too many bad memories. And besides, I like my new life.
Also, I know that like Arnvold's been there since the beginning, but it was really nice just kind of seeing him like this.
Yeah.
Gives a little more character to him. So he's not just some rando. Because like the whole time I'm like, who is this guy? He's kind of there. He's always just kind of there. Anyway, I know I could learn so much from Raubon if he decided to stay, but it's his choice, and I'm not about to try and persuade him. Uldal needs him too.
Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnwald? I'm at your beck and call.
And I should be getting back to my own tasks. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins, and then start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, Exalia.
And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return.
Yay. Time to go home. Oh. Actually, yeah, that'd probably be better, I guess. Let's go back to my home.
Head on over to the Chamber of Rule.
Yeah. The Royal Promenade. Promenade. Bartholomew. Mew.
Not expected
Bartholomew.
already. Here's meow.
Meow.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Ala Mhigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future.
How convenient.
All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Ala Mhigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Ala Mhigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Ala Mhigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a Sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful.
I mean, that's technically not doing it by yourself, but okay.
Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Right? Da 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 da. Adventures Guild. Oh, Jesus. How do I do her voice? Oh.
Perchance you remember Lyria, the merchant's daughter?
Oh, God, this is awful.
This is the persona I assume when I'd venture beyond the palace walls to observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I've requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now, let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the gates of Nuld.
Oh, jeez.
Hello, Xaeus. Who's your friend?
That would be, Lyria. Lyria? Lilira?
Lilira.
Lilira?
Or Lilira.
Lilira.
Lily. Lila.
Lil Ra. Lil Ra. Meow. Go, Chocobo! Meow. Actually, it just says her name is Nanamo Olnamo, so it's Nanamo. It's the Sultana.
What?
What?
Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor, at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hands of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Ala Mhigo, and 5 since the calamity. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls onto me.
You have done your best, Your Grace. There's only so much you can do. Yeah.
Then my best has not been good enough. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air.
You made a friend. It seems. Meow.
So if you were in the Sultana's shoes, what would you have done?
I mean, she wants to help the refugees, but there was something keeping her from doing that, yeah?
The Syndicate.
Oh, yeah, no, fucking abolish that shit. Get rid of them. Actually, no, wait. Because technically, the Syndicate is supposed to be made of the people, right?
They are representatives of both the people and the merchant class, which you see how that turned out.
So, basically, all the rich people.
Yeah.
And of course, they're gonna run the show how they want to. So, honestly, I don't know, because anything that she did, if she did something that didn't favor what they wanted, they could spin it to say that she's like against the people or some shit.
Exactly.
So it makes it difficult for that. Like, there's no easy right answer with this, because no matter what, she's gonna take a political hit trying to figure out anything.
And they are looking for any reason to dissemble the monarchy.
Mm-hmm. But she wants to do that anyway, right?
She wanted to because she felt like the monarchy wasn't doing anything, but then it's like, that basically would have been giving up what little power she had.
Yeah.
And after what happened to her, they, the Syndicate, specifically, Lola Rito, used it to be like, now the Imperial line is in our pocket, or they owe us a favor. So, and plus, he mentioned that establishing the monarchy would cause a lot of unrest and possibly civil war.
Yeah.
It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rock slide crushed their carriage.
Oh, damn.
To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simply misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raubon once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. I said no bark bark. No bark bark. She's gone. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monitorists, we could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens. Quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours, I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivety.
Yeah.
But I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monitorist damnable games. Forgive me my outburst. You are one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. Aha.
I didn't realize that her parents died in like a freak accident.
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean that she was put on the throne like as a child?
Yes, it is. Yes, it does. Gladiators Guild.
That's kind of fucked. Cause they were
Well,
straight up like probably running the show right from the very first. And even now, like she's still young, isn't she? When did her parents die?
I think she's 20 or 21.
Still young for a ruler.
Very.
From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signings and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from the ignominious chapter in my life, for it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raubon. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Ala Mhigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered? What? Anyway, blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring, which had arranged for Raubon to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Raubon had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Raubon is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Raban!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
Raban's so fucking awesome.
Aww.
Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is as that of a grandsire for his grandchild's. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Rauban, with his authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. He was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me.
Oh. What the hell kind of quest do I got here? What? Anyway.
We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sworn for long, and there are other places I would visit. To the Arzanith Ossuary.
Sure, that was a word. What the hell is this? Huh.
Oh, that's the Gold Saucer quest.
That's interesting that it would pop up, because that's usually where the, whatchamacallit is.
The whatchamacallit?
Like, if I have a quest for, my thingy class, that's usually where it is. So it's kind of weird that it's the Gold Saucer quest. Anyway.
When the calamity threatened, Rauban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions.
Sorry, one second.
Here, I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana.
She's barking at her neighbor.
You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of honor.
Sorry, our neighbor's outside doing stuff, but the dogs see him. They do not like... Anyway.
In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Xaeus. With Ala Mhigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Ala Mhigans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan's school in Rauger's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Manderville? Actually, no. I've literally never been there yet. Well, he is a most generous man, if something of an eccentric. Is that how you would say? Anyway. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. Shit, well, I guess I gotta unlock the Gold Saucer. To gain access to the Gold Saucer, okay. Well, maybe that's why that quest popped up.
Hey.
Let's see here. There's so many like fun quests that I want to do whenever we're done like recording the main scenario, like the Hildebrand quest.
If you want relic weapons, those are ones to do.
It's not even for the relic weapons, it's just for, you know.
The medical quests are absolutely great.
They really are.
Anybody watching, play them.
Do the Manderville quests. Should we read this or should I just get on with it?
I'll just get on with it.
Alright. We're just gonna skip. Ah! I don't know where I'm going. Run. Perfect. I can see how much that hairstyle cost. Doop-a-doop-boop. Whoops.
I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer.
I must confess to some excitement. Okay, bye. Okay, good. Hi, yes, Yes, thank you.
In a land full of wonder and amazement in the shape of a cacti.
I will be 100% honest. I had no idea that's what it looks like.
A land of wonder, fun, and fantasy. Welcome. to the Mandeville Gold Saucer.
Whoop
Brought to you
whoop.
by this guy. Dang it, I was too early. No!
Try again.
Triple Triad and the Crystal Tower allow you to experience your wildest dreams. Fantastic creatures dancing for your amusement that terrify children and haunt their nightmares. Where women dressed as bunnies and or VRs, depending on how you look at things. The smiling faces of the Mandeville Gold Saucer welcome you. Wherever they are.
Not here, apparently. Woo. Mandeville Gold Saucer now accessible. Woo! Do I need to accept these quests?
No, you should just be able to go and do things.
Okay. I'll deal with that later. I've been meaning to come here, I just, haven't. 1 second. Gonna go get the damn thingy.
In a way, it's probably kind of a good thing that you waited, so you can get the Gold Saucer scene or cutscene into your recording.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, I should have known that there was gonna be one, but yeah, yeah.
I had heard descriptions of its splendor, whatever. Yet I have never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting.
No. I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin.
Godbert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore
these gaudy temptations. Whatever you say, Nanamo. Where the hell's the lounge?
Follow me, Xalia.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to teleport there, am I?
No.
Ha ha! Spend a lot of time here gambling, do you, Zarin?
What? No.
You went the wrong
I'm not
way.
trying to win you a prize. Did I?
Honestly, now I don't know. I think it's up the stairs. Nope, yep, there you are. Woo!
I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we await his coming?
Raisin?
No gambling, no gambling. Hello.
My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting.
No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice.
When the Sultana herself comes calling, there's no more important engagement. But first I must ask you, look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your
no.
Manderville man. Now back to me.
As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I am sure, that many of Ala Mhigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed?
Speaking of the Manderville man your man could smell like, the unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion, I would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you. My advice to you is stop. Taxing Uldar's wealth to save Ala Mhigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea.
You oppose my proposition?
Most emphatically. I agree with your grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there in for Ulda in this arrangement?
Profit? After all you have done for Girabanya's displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek a benefit from their misfortune.
Forgive me, your grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Ulda's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Ala Mhigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill?
Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Ulda.
Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Ala Mhigans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects.
You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. Candor?
The secret to smelling like a Manderville man is as follows. First,
Oh, God.
before you take on that quest, go over to this guy at the counter here.
Which one? Roland?
Just what? No, Raymond. Where is he? Where's the word bubble? Talk to him. Sometimes I think the owner stationed me here just so I'd be forced to ever gaze upon the Battle of the Bulge being waged beneath that shimmering statue's small clothes. Beneath, not between. Behold, the Manderville Man's Battle of the Bulge.
I didn't notice that when we first got here, not gonna lie. That's glorious. Absolutely just glorious. Profit? The thought never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivety will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Exalia, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. I guess I know someone, I don't know. Oh, God. Ordinarily, I would not entrust any agent of the East Aldenard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetheryte in Ul'dah. A fair journey to you, Xaeus, and a swift one, if you please. Wow. You like living on the edge, don't you?
What? What?
So many blue quests. Ugh. Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm here to see Hancock. Give him the what for. Hancock, what have you done with Tataru? She's supposed to be here with you. Where is she?
Don't bother. Xaeus, to what do I owe the pleasure? Or are you here on business?
Definitely business.
I beg your pardon? Her Grace, the Sultana would have my opinion on how to best invest the wealth of Ul'dah. My dear Xaeus, I have you to thank for this recognition, I am sure. And I am flattered that you came to me. Truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are set to fill his garter robe with gold. You. Just.
I don't know what that is. What is that? Loincloth?
I don't know what a garter robe is, but I assume it is either sweat or poop.
Oh, grody.
I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you. Say at the Science former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Good. Fare you well, Xaeus, and may your dealings prove fruitful.
I'm pretty sure she was avoiding having to talk to him. So, you know.
She was certainly trying.
That.
Do you have any Vesbury Bay Aetheryte tickets left?
I gotta go back to Ul'dah.
Alright.
So I'm going back to Ul'dah. I can return there. Because it's my home. Anyway, Nanamo said she was gonna wait for me right around here. Right around here. Right around... Where the hell did you wait for me? That's nowhere near the Aetheryte! Hello.
Welcome back, Xaeus. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share?
Yep, to talk to Lord Lolorito. Right? Yep.
With Lolorito? And you agreed to this? Ugh. I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming.
Aye, aye, Captain. Ha ha! I didn't need Vesper Bay tickets.
So this is where the Scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had occasion to visit. To work then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Fucking dick.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Ala Mhigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Ala Mhigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Ala Mhigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
Shit, I don't know. Please don't give me a choice. Ah, but... How about... I don't remember either of these. The Sultaries where I found the old man in the underground.
Sort of. The saltery was an abandoned place where they used to collect salt from the locks.
Oh, yes. How about that? Yeah, no, that could be a thing, right? They could do that again?
You tell me.
Sultry. Final answer.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Sultry and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ons of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Ala Mhigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Xaeus. I could not have done it without you.
Yeah, maybe next time just give me a little bit of a heads up before you quiz me on shit. Alright, well, I'm gonna end this one here because I don't know how long the next couple quests are gonna be, and I'm already at 50-something minutes, so... Until next time on Final Fantasy XIV main scenario quest playthrough. Yes. Bye-bye!